Teebs and KidPhoenix podcast is now partnered with Dubby Energy. Dubby is an energy drink powder that is different from the energy providers of the past, using all natural energy from ripe coffee cherries to provide natural energy with no sugar, no calories, no artificial coloring, and no maltodextrin. Each serving of Dubby contains about 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine, but since Dubby's formula is sugar-free, you get energy and focus without those anxious, jittery, or wired feelings. Just mix 1 rounded scoop with 8 ounces of water and you're good to go. Unlike energy in a can, you have the ability to control how much goes in. Want to take it a little easier? Drop in a little less powder. You're in control. Listeners to our podcast can receive 10% off their order by using promo code Teebs at checkout. Try any one of Dubby's 15 unique flavors, including cherry blossom or Japanese soda today, and experience the difference.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on. Straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything inside.
Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast. We're back again. It is the last week of the federally acknowledged Black History Month, although in today's political climate, you'd never know that. KidPhoenix is here. Teebs is here. Teebs, I have a question. I feel like every time that like something really important politically is going down that could cause a lot of controversy, you're recording from the bunker. You know, the State of the Union is tonight. Things could get real dicey online and in the streets, and you're already in the bunker. You're in the bunker already. Jesus Christ.
Listen, I know what it looks like.
Yeah. Teebs is if you're not looking at the YouTubes, Teebs is in his clean room right now.
I am not in the bunker because of the State of the Union address. Okay? I'm in the bunker for other reasons.
Okay.
Right now.
All right, we'll just leave it at that. If Teebs would like to
get into that,
if you would like to know more about that, you can email us at Teebs and KidPhoenix versus at gmail.com. Teebs may or may not answer your question, but you can ask it either way. It is, as I was saying, the last week of Black History Month, and let me just start with this. Black Comics Day. How did that go? That was an event that you were in, helped curate. I don't know what your role was.
Oh, I didn't help curate it. Hold on, I didn't help curate it. I was just a highly involved member and participant, and it was a really great time. And I think everyone did really well, and everybody was cool.
Shout outs to everybody involved with Black Comics Day, and hope to see some of you folks or all of you folks at San Diego Comic-Con this summer, or, you know, if I'm just in San Diego hanging out. It is Black History Month, as I've referenced a couple times already, and it is our solemn duty as African-American podcasters to do something a little special at the end of the month for Black History Month. So Teebs and I, we're tapping into a tried and true well here. We are film connoisseurs of different scales, and we just said, you know what? Let's just go back and say, here's some more B-side Black movies that people should watch. You know, everybody knows about the Spike Lees, everybody knows about the Ryan Cooglers and all those guys that are doing their thing in the contemporary. But what about some of the lesser known things, like some of our personal favorites as well, mind you? So that's what this podcast is going to be all about. Celebrating all of Black cinema, not just like the big names.
That's correct. Yeah. So to close out Black History Month, we wanted to highlight some more of the things that we enjoyed, some of our favorite movies, some of our deep cuts, some B-sides of Black cinema. You know, we're not talking about the do the right things. We're not talking about your Malcolm X's. We're not talking about your Boyses in the Hood.
We're not talking about that, or Friday, or Shaft, or anything like that.
No, we're talking about the B-sides, the deep cuts. And so we're doing this. This is a little thing that we're going to be calling Mo Black Movies. That is Mo, M-O apostrophe Black Movies.
It's funny you call it that because Mo Money, shout out to Pluto TV, John Pluto, shout out to those guys.
I should have done Mo Money.
Mo Money was on Pluto for this.
First of all, wait a second.
The entire month, Mo Money was on Pluto.
Listen, I just really want to say shout out to the Pluto. Okay, well maybe not. Shout out to Pluto. Even though they are owned by the Ellison family now.
Yeah, I mean,
don't love that.
So much. Don't love that.
Shout out to Tubi. I feel like you guys really understand poor people and our need for entertainment. So I appreciate that.
Yes, 1,000%. I believe we have done a podcast like this before where we've highlighted movies like, I want to say I definitely highlighted Who's the Man at one point. I know I did. That's a topic of debate that was in prep, but I'm pretty sure we did it. But that's one of the movies that was highlighted, and then it's just stuff like that. So let's see. I'll kick this off. We both have 3 choices that you can squeeze in before the end of the week. Now, Teebs, you know my proclivities as far as like movie types go, right? Action, sci-fi, comedy, that's kind of my thing.
Right.
So I think you might be a little bit surprised when you hear what my first B-side choice is. And again, it may be B-side for people, it may be B-side for some people, it may be an A-side for others, but it's a B-side for me. This movie is A Soldier Story.
So upset with you.
Why? What did I do? I didn't do anything. This is just a movie I chose. Why are you getting mad at me?
I really wanted to talk about Soldier Story, but you beat me to it. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Again, Soldier Story was another one of those black movies that was on Pluto this past month.
Is it on Pluto? I gotta watch it right now.
It's on Pluto right now. I watched it on Sunday, I think it was. For those of you that don't know, Soldier Story is based on a Charles Fuller play called A Soldier's Play. Shout out to Philly, Charles Fuller, born and raised in Philadelphia. It's a murder mystery set in a segregated regiment of the Army training facility in the Jim Crow South during World War II. And it's all about the solving of the murder of a Sergeant Waters, played by Adolf Caesar. I'm gonna get into the cast in a second, but that's the basic plot of this movie. Howard Rollins plays Captain Davenport, who is tasked from Washington to solve this murder. And I'm just going to get into the cast real quick because it is absolutely stacked. Adolf Caesar and Howard Rollins, as I mentioned, Denzel Washington, David Allen Greer, Larry Riley.
Baby Denzel Washington,
David Allen Greer, Larry Riley, Art Evans, Robert Townsend, and a little guy that is close to our zeitgeist, Mr. David Harris is in this movie.
Also, my favorite racist, Wings Hauser, is in this movie.
David Harris, does that name sound familiar to you? David Harris in 1979 was in a little movie called The Warriors where he plays Cochise.
Oh, right. Cochise is in this. I forgot.
And in the first scene of A Soldier Story, there's a song by Patti LaBelle in the first 5 minutes of this movie. Holy shit!
She performs in this movie as well.
She does.
Performs in this movie. So I have a question. Does this mean that A Soldier Story is now part of the bigger Warriors extended universe?
So,
I guess Smalls would have to be Cochise's grandfather, is the way that would work.
I'm okay with that. So yeah, extended Warriors universe. See, now you're going to make me go down this rabbit hole. This movie had 3 Oscar nominations. Did you know that?
I did.
So it lost Best Picture, lost to Amadeus.
I didn't know it was up for Best Picture.
Best Picture, lost to Amadeus.
Wow.
Best Adapted Screenplay, lost to Amadeus. And Adolf Caesar was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He lost to Haing S. Muir in Killing Fields.
All right. Well, first of all, Amadeus ain't that good.
Okay. Jesus.
It's fine. Listen, it's fine. But when was the last time somebody said, "Yo, come to my house. I'm watching Amadeus. It's gonna be awesome." You know?
Yeah, I can't. It's up there with like Honestly, if you're doing like an Amadeus 12 Years a Slave, like double feature, like I feel like you really need to be checked on. I think somebody needs to have a wellness check on you.
Yeah.
Just a black wellness check-in. There's a theme going on in this movie that I kind of forgot about, but it's important to note just because it's something that a lot of African Americans deal with still. The case of not like trying to be white in the case of Sergeant Waters. He's very much the yes, yes, no, sir, that kind of thing. Yes, it's the army, but like the whole, white people jump and Sergeant Waters is going how high, like that's one thing. And then contrast that with the Larry Riley, CJ Memphis character being too black for somebody like Sergeant Waters. Like, oh, he's too Southern. He's probably not all that intelligent. He's just a great ball player. Like that's all he is. Like
Listen,
I totally forgot about that theme in that movie.
It just gets into a lot of things about colorism, about northern, quote unquote northern intellectual, enlightened Negroes versus southern,
seemingly uneducated,
dumb, seemingly about and that whole thing, and yeah, it's pretty. It's very interesting in that.
The other thing that I loved in this movie particularly was whenever Howard Rollins, who plays Davenport, like he goes on the base for the first time, and then just seeing the differing reactions within different races when he comes across them, like Davenport is a black person with captain stripes, which is something that none of these black people have ever seen before. So there's a sense of pride with the black people and a sense of what the fuck with the white people. Like that was just something that was in certain scenes that I noted, and I thought it was kind of funny.
Right.
But Soldier Story, incredible drama. It's a clean hour 45. You're in, you're out, and you're back to the barbecue. Like you're fine. Everything's cool. Teebs, give the people something.
So my first movie is going to be a personal favorite of mine because it stars two of my favorite actors. We have Lawrence Fishburne, here credited as Larry Fishburne, and Jeff Goldblum.
I'm gonna have a question about that, by the way, but keep going.
It is Deep Cover from 1992.
Deep Cover.
It tells a story of a young police officer who grew up with a troubled past. Father was a criminal. And this guy,
played by Glenn Turman, by the way.
Yes. This police officer, played by Lawrence Fishburne, has an attitude and thinks very much like a criminal. Charles Martin Smith, who is a government operative with some government agencies. It's not really made clear if it's FBI, DEA, what actual agency it is. It could be the FAA. I don't know.
The FAA.
He recruits.
It's not the NAACP. That's for damn sure, though.
He recruits Lawrence Fishburne to go deep cover.
Oh, Jesus.
To help infiltrate a drug organization and perhaps maybe get a hand on some of the big time South American players who are supplying everything. And during the course of the movie, even though Lawrence Fishburne is torn and he really does not want to be in this life of crime, he's torn between doing what he has to do, having to do bad in the short term to do good in the long term, but then eventually some other things happen, and I don't want to give away the whole movie. Basically, the question that the movie posits is it possible to do bad things for good reason? And
also,
Deep Cover, really quick, Deep Cover, I believe, draws its own conclusion about that and challenges you to do the same thing. However, I will say,
here it comes,
that Jeff Goldblum as an unhinged criminal lawyer is fantastic.
I will agree with that.
One of my favorite performances in film.
You're talking about, like, is it possible to do bad things with good intentions, but also
Right.
with Lawrence Fishburne, Larry. I swear I got to get into that question. Larry is like real good at doing the bad thing, like the criminal aptitude. That's
Right.
what attracts Charles Martin Smith to Larry Fishburne.
Right. He's very good at he's like a Johnny Utah or a Paul Walker from Fast and the Furious, if you
Talk
will.
about it.
He understands the way a criminal's mind works, and it's easy for him to see the street just on that level, and like he's like a fish. So
this I feel is like one of the underrated kind of things about Deep Cover, and that's the performance of Gregory Sierra, who plays Felix Barbosa. I think that is a criminally underappreciated performance. He plays Felix.
I think all the casting of all the like all the big time drug dealers or bad guys is like weird, because like
really
Felix Barbosa is the actor is not who you would normally consider to. He's not someone that you would think of immediately as
right.
Oh yeah, that is a drug kingpin.
Right.
And
he was in Barney Miller, for Christ's sake.
Right. Jeff Goldblum doesn't come immediately to mind as somebody who's going to be an unhinged murderer and like just go on this whole journey. Whereas where Lawrence Fishburne is conflicted, and he's this good guy trying very hard not to descend. Jeff Goldblum is like fully like, let's go straight down. I'm taking the elevator down, the express elevator, and we're going there.
I also want to shout out Clarence Williams III's performance as the Detective Taft in this movie. He's kind of the detective that's investigating Larry Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum, and he really wants to do this like, I'm sure Detective Taft didn't know like his father was dead, but like he's trying to be this like fatherly figure to Lawrence Fishburne. I always thought that parallel was interesting, just to see the older and the newer. Like I always thought that was interesting. So when do you want to shout out who directed this movie? Because a lot of people don't know.
Bill Duke.
The
great Bill Duke.
The great Bill Duke directed Deep Cover. Bill Duke of Predator and Commando fame. Bill Duke directed this movie. Did Bill Duke direct anything else?
Yes, he did.
I feel like I'm totally missing something, but I can't remember.
Bill Duke directed.
He directed Hoodlum. He directed Hoodlum.
Directed a movie called Cover.
So wait,
just regular Cover, not Deep Cover.
So wait, he directed Cover and Deep. Wow,
he did, and one is not the sequel to the other.
That's a missed. So Cover is not, in fact, a prequel to Deep Cover, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, here's number 2 for me. And I honestly had to have a conversation with Teebs about this movie because I wasn't sure. Rhea Perlman stars in this. Danny DeVito is one of the producers. It's directed by Steve Gomer, who is the director of Fly By Night. This movie is Sunset Park. And I honestly had to ask Teebs, this was an honest question, is this a hood movie? Is this a black movie? Like, I honestly had to ask him this. And then when I did some more thinking about it, I was like, okay, there's a plot surrounding a basketball team, and Fredro Starr from Onyx stars in this movie.
Fredo.
I don't.
Isn't it Fredo Starr?
In Wikipedia, it says Fredro Starr.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong.
And then he plays a kid named Tyreek Shorty Doo-Wop Russell. Yeah, this movie's black. This movie is totally black.
I mean, if Shorty... Okay.
It's
I forgot
Shorty
his name was
Doo-Wop
Shorty Doo Wop.
Russell.
That's outrageous.
That's
like
outrageous. That's
Are we
upper.
sure this was? Listen, if this movie wasn't written by a black person, that is racist.
I can check the tapes. I don't believe it was.
You know what? Don't check the tapes because I want to continue liking them.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I'll let that go. Sunset Park was like a precursor to movies like, I guess the most one-to-one comparison is probably Coach Carter. That's the closest one-to-one comparison, depending on how you feel about that one basketball movie where it's like it's the all black college with the white guy.
Isn't that every like? Oh, this guy is not really understood by the mainstream, so he's going to come to this school full of misfits and institute his system. It's the same. Yes, it's the same plot as Coach Carter. It is also the same plot as Wildcats, which now is a movie I wish I was talking about on this podcast.
Wildcats
but
is not
I'm
a black movie, though. Absolutely,
it's not a black movie.
It's not a black movie.
Hold on.
So here's
not a black movie.
I hear what you're saying about like movies like Coach Carter and like those movies where somebody comes in, brings in their system, but like I feel like this one's a little bit different because Rhea Perlman's basketball knowledge is like non-existent. Like she has no idea. She is out here trying to collect an extra paycheck so that she can finance a restaurant in some island somewhere. That's how the movie starts, and she becomes the basketball coach. She has no knowledge whatsoever. So from that respect, Sunset Park is a little bit different. But I did have a question. I'm looking at a lot of the 90s black movies here, and like a lot of them were like gang related or basketball related outside of Spike Lee. Like, do you agree or disagree with that? Like there's a host here. Like if it wasn't Spike Lee, it was Boys in the Hood, or it was Dead Presidents, or it was Menace to Society, or something like that. Poetic Justice.
Yes, that's accurate.
Okay. I'm just making sure that I'm not speaking crazy. That's all. I just wanted some kind of validation. It's like
how many slave movies did we need in the early 2000s? Not as many as we got.
Not as many as we got. That's for sure. Interesting casting notations about this movie. So Antoine Tanner plays a character named Drano in this movie. I swear to God, that's what it is. I swear to God.
Now it is
D-R-A-N-O, by the way. No I.
Hold on a second.
No I in Drano's name.
It's been a while since I've seen Sunset Park. Is Drano somebody that was just hitting them from deep, from downtown?
Yes, that's in fact what it was, yes.
Okay, then that's fine. I have no problem with that. That's actually a dope name. If you're gonna be a long distance shooter and your name's Drano, I appreciate it. I'm into that. That's
Antoine Tanner, almost 10 years later, is also in Coach Carter. He plays Worm. Another interesting bit of, I guess, basketball type casting, if you want to call it. Anthony C. Hall plays Andre in this movie. 2 years prior, 1994, he plays Tony in Blue Chips. It was just interesting to me. You mentioned Lawrence Fishburne was noted as Larry Fishburne in Deep Cover. Terrence Howard is in this movie, but he's credited as Terrence Deshaun Howard in this movie. The only thing I really wanted to note about this movie, it's one, I think it's hated on a little bit too much. Listen, Rotten Tomatoes, say what you want about the site, but like it only has it like 13%. I swear it's only because like 6 people have actually watched that movie and reviewed it, but I don't think it's that bad at all. I do think that the Rhea Perlman Fredro Starr chemistry was a lot weird, I should say. There was this confusing element of, is it like a mother-son dynamic, or is like Fredro trying to date her? Like it was just really confusing and weird. And like the basketball, the on and the off the court stuff was interesting. Of course, you're gonna have that one player, the womanizing pimp wannabe. His name is Butter, and like he's the low post guy. Yeah, that's his name. I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of like typical African American basketball movie stereotype casting. I'm just saying, Sunset Park, worth a spin. Another one of those like crisp 80-minute movies. Teebs is really upset about the character's name of Butter. Like, he's just really upset about this. He has his head in his hands. I can't tell if he's laughing, crying, or just really, oh, there go the glasses. He dropped the glasses.
Why can't black people just have normal names in movies?
It's a nickname.
What's the why can't his name just be William? What's wrong if his name is just Joe? Like,
Butter is not his birth name. Calm down. Butter is only his nickname. His actual birth name is looking it up. Actually, okay. All right. The actor's name is James Harris, and according to Wikipedia, his government name is not listed in the film. Okay, I feel like we need to move on. We need to move on, like, right now. Teebs, give me your number 2.
My number 2 is Wildcats. Which, no, I just listen.
It is not, is it?
It is not. First of all, well, but hold on, just really fast. Couple things about Wildcats.
Okay.
Number 1.
If you really want to claim Wildcats, I feel like you should.
I'm not claiming Wildcats, although I think it does deserve props as the first in the Woody and Wesley trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wildcat. See, now I'm thinking about this. Wildcats is set in like the hood of Chicago, presumably.
Right.
All right, we'll come back to that. Maybe it'll be in the 2027 version. Maybe it'll come back in the 2027 version.
No, it was written by a white guy, directed by a white guy, starring a white guy. It is not a black movie. But,
I mean, starring a white person,
well,
a white lady, Goldie Hawn.
For me, guy is a non-gendered term.
Okay, all right.
My
your real number 2.
My real number 2 is a movie called Hollywood Shuffle.
Classic.
From 1987. Classic. Jesus Christ. Okay, so so I just realized, while I was pulling up the info on these movies, Deep Cover is in the Criterion Collection.
Yeah.
And Hollywood Shuffle is also in the Criterion Collection.
Criterion loves the culture. What can I say?
Okay. First of all, well, basically this movie is kind of a, what is it? It's not quite an anthology, but it's kind of that thing of when somebody daydreams and you kind of go into their daydreams and you see what happens. So I don't know exactly what to call that, but, it's about, it stars Robert Townsend, a great African-American comedian and filmmaker, and he is playing this role. He's playing the role of Bobby Taylor, who is trying to make it as a serious actor in Hollywood, and he just keeps getting all these parts as, slaves or gang members.
Right.
And that's all that he's being offered. And the movie is kind of about him just kind of sorting out his whole situation and the situation of being black in Hollywood in the mid 80s. And let's talk about the cast.
So real quick, you're talking about some of the vignettes. So he plays Jasper.
Vignettes would be the word to go there. To go with there. Yeah.
He plays Jasper, the butler in Black Acting School. He plays
correct.
Speed, a film critic in Sneaking Into the Movies.
No, it's not sneaking into the movies. It's sneaking in the movies. That's the name of the show. Yeah.
Sam Ace, a private investigator in Death of a Breakdancer, and my personal favorite, Rambro. I need to pull up an image of Rambro. I need to remember what the heck this looked like. Oh my dear Lord Jesus.
Yeah,
okay.
I need to do that myself.
That is amazing. Yeah, pull that. I'm definitely going to put this up when I clip this. Like, I'm putting this image when we talk about this particular movie, because that is outrageous. That is outrageous.
Yeah.
Okay, the cast of Hollywood Shuffle.
basically just take the cast of In Living Color, and it's the same cast. It's pretty much, it's like, it is.
So we have Anne-Marie Johnson, we have Helen Martin.
Anne-Marie Johnson, Damon Wayans.
Keenan
Ivory Wayans.
This is Keenan's first movie.
I don't think it's his first movie. You might have to check the tapes on that. But,
I am checking. Okay, so
it might be
wrote
Damon's
Hollywood
first movie.
So his first acting role was something called Star 80 in 1983. But he does do Hollywood Shuffle, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Low Down Dirty Shame, and Don't Be a Menace, like 4 in a row. You just retire after that. Plus having like In Living Color, you can just walk away. You're fine.
Not to mention John Witherspoon.
Rest in peace.
Winky Dinky Dogs.
Yes.
I'm shocked that there's not actually a Winky Dinky Dog in
LA somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Dom Herrera's in this movie.
Dom Herrera is. You know what? I spoke too soon.
What?
It turns out there is a Winky Dinky Dogs in Oakland.
Road Trip?
No, absolutely not.
Come on. What do you have against the great city of Oakland?
That's a long ass drive, is my only problem. But yeah, it's very funny, and not only does it send up, some peculiarities in the Black community, but it also talks about, the struggles of what it must have felt like, and what the young Black actors in Hollywood were going through, feeling like they just couldn't get roles of substance or anything. It's a nice little snapshot of those times, and it really helps you to understand why the importance of somebody like Spike Lee.
So real quick, I just want to give you a little tidbit of a little information that I saw here. Everybody knows how Kevin Smith financed Clerks by himself. Mm-hmm. Townsend did the same thing for this movie.
Yeah.
He raised about $60,000 to $100,000 of his own money, then used his savings and multiple credit cards. He rented a camera on Thursday, shot Friday, and then returned the equipment on Monday, just getting 3 days shooting for the cost of one. Right. And an LA Times report said the movie cost less than $1 million, and then later said that it cost about $400,000. That's pretty damn good.
That means that's people doing what they got to do.
That's doing what you got to do. Oh, let's see. All right, I guess I should give my last one before we get out of here. This movie came out in 2002. I debated. There were a couple of movies that I could have gone with here. I was thinking about Stomp the Yard. I was thinking about You Got Served. But then Teebs gave me a little movie that I hadn't seen in a while, actually. And then I remembered how incredibly Black it was and how enjoyable it actually was as a film. This movie stars Nick Cannon, 2002. This movie's Drumline. Teebs, I don't know how Black you think this movie is, but this movie's very Black.
I think it's pretty Black, but
this movie's
maybe
very
it's more Black than I'm remembering.
So it's Nick Cannon in 2002, which I want to say is probably Nick Cannon's apex, because while he's doing this, he's also being signed to Jive Records the year before, and then he's also on the soundtrack of the Jimmy Neutron movie. Say whatever you want, but it made $103 million on a $23 million budget, and Nick Cannon was on the soundtrack. Probably his apex. There are Grambling versus Southern band battles. The college that Cannon drums for is Atlanta A&T. And Petey Pablo sings in the movie for the Morris Brown College, which is A&T's rival, at the big performance at the end. This movie is very Black. This movie is incredibly Black.
That's pretty Black.
This is also one of Zoe Saldana's first roles, and she went from this right to Curse of the Black Pearl. And I have this question about Zoe. I would argue she probably has the best collection of modern day IP that she's a part of. There's Pirates. She was Uhura in Star Trek. She was Gamora in the MCU. And then she's in the Avatar movies. I think that's a pretty solid collection of IP there. Similar to you would say, Harrison Ford would have Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Like, I feel like Zoe has a solid foursome here.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you know this, but as of January 2026, Zoe Saldana is the highest grossing film actor of all time, with her movies generating over 15.47 billion at the global box office.
Okay. Yeah. So there's no argument anymore. I guess there's no argument anymore. She has the greatest collection of IP in Hollywood probably right now. I do have a question about one particular actor, and that's Orlando Jones. He plays Dr. Lee in this film.
The franchise.
The franchise. I think this is Orlando Jones's best film performance. I honestly do.
It's very good.
I thought after his performance in Magnolia, he plays Worm. He plays Clifford Franklin in The Replacements. He has this, and then he has Evolution with Ivan Reitman. I thought that Jones was probably going to go on a nice little comedy drama run in the late 2000s, but it never really happened. And I'm wondering if you maybe have any ideas as to why. Like, maybe Kevin Hart and Jamie Foxx just like really came up faster than anybody anticipated, or...
Problem is, okay,
because Eddie's not out there. So there's this hole where like a black comedian should go. And I thought Orlando Jones had a good foot in the door.
It's the same reason why there aren't a lot of good Tim Meadows movies, and the reason why Kenan Thompson has been on Saturday Night Live for 20 years.
Yeah. Okay.
It's because I think they don't like at a certain level, unless you're the star, they just don't consider like a black actor to be like the second comedic lead. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
The only time you see black people in movies are either if they're the lead or if it's their movie and they're putting a bunch of people in there. But like nobody's like there's like all the movies that Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill like made their bones being a secondary player in. None of those roles were going to go to people like Orlando Jones and Kenan Thompson, just because they don't get thought of in those roles. That's what I think it is. But,
okay. Yeah. I do have I have one little. If there's one franchise I would have loved to insert Orlando Jones in the 2000s, I want to say I would have loved to have seen him with Ice Cube in Barbershop in some way. I think Orlando Jones, maybe not as the Cedric the Entertainer character. I understand, like, I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat for this, but I feel like Ice Cube and Orlando Jones, I think that's a little bit funnier than Ice Cube and Cedric the Entertainer. I think that's
okay. But here's the thing, and this is the
other thing. I
understand
that like Ice Cube and Orlando Jones at the same time would have been the same age, so it would have been a little bit weird. And I know that kind of goes to your point, where it's just like black comedians, if you're not the lead, that's it.
All right, listen, like for me, Orlando Jones wouldn't work in something like Barbershop, just because. Then this is another problem. Barbershop is coming from a very quote unquote urban place.
Okay.
And Orlando Jones was just not playing roles like that. He just wasn't playing characters like that. Both, like, at least in two separate occasions, he played college professors. So like he's he's not going to be thought of for those roles. And again, funnily enough, as we're thinking about Hollywood Shuffle, for a guy like Orlando Jones, well, you're not ghetto enough for the ghetto comedies. You're not
serious enough for the white movies.
Right. So like there's really no place for you, and that's messed up. But I mean, yeah, I think that's what happened.
But I do appreciate that he's getting a nice little run in Abbott Elementary. He plays Martin Eddy.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
So like he's getting some new exposure. So I don't know. Maybe that'll lead to something else. Like he hasn't been in a movie since 2023, so we'll just see what happens. But Orlando Jones, like, one, Orlando, if you hear this, come on the pod. We'd love to talk to you. Two, Hollywood, give Orlando some roles. Like, Orlando's good shit. All right, Teebs, your third one, and then we're going to close out of here for Black History Month.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about movies. We've talked a lot about live action movies. And one thing that we have not talked a lot about is black animated film.
Shit, you're right. We haven't.
And so
please tell me you're going there.
For my third deep cut, I'm going with a very underrated.
Please tell me you're going there.
Animated film from 1992. Bebe's Kids.
Okay.
Bebe's Kids. Of course, inspired by the comedy of the late great Robin Harris. Maybe, perhaps better known to some people in this audience as Sweet Dick Willie.
Yes.
Reginald
Hudlin wrote this movie. He did the screenplay. Reginald Hudlin, who also did House Party. Like, yes. Holy shit.
The director, Bruce W. Smith, also an African American. And, there were not, to my knowledge, and as far as I understand, this may not have been the very first one, but as far as I know, this is the first animated feature that to feature a cast predominantly made up of African Americans. And this movie tells the story of Robin Harris, who's just trying to, meets a young, attractive woman, would like to take her out for a date, would like to spend some time with her. She says yes, but, you have to come back and take my son, take
the three children.
Yeah, you need to take me and my son to Fun World.
Fun World.
I think it's called Fun World.
It is called Fun World.
When he shows up, there's three other kids.
There's three other kids, that's right.
And he asks, well, who are those? Who are they? And those are Bebe's kids, and they are I guess that they initially present as, wild, out of control kids that come from maybe not the best economic situation, maybe not the most stable parental situation. However, by the end, they make a mess of everything. It's hard for, like, they're acting up, they're acting bad, they're ruining Robin's chances with this woman that he'd really like to get closer to. But by the end of the movie, I think
they're literally causing property damage in Fun World.
But as the movie goes along, I think what happens is Robin and we, the audience, begin to understand that these are just kids. They're just kids, and all they want at the end of the day is that they're kids and they deserve love and respect. And I think when Robin finally comes to that realization,
I think that last scene, what you're describing, is like absolutely like emblematic of like what you're saying. Robin, in this particular movie, Robin is voiced by Faison Love. Takes him back to their mom's house. And then he walks in, he sees the conditions of the house. There's not a whole lot of like food in the cupboards or the refrigerator. And then he just walks out kind of feeling bad for him. Like, that's just emblematic of like what you're talking about. Like, it's that final scene that kind of gets to people watching the film. Tone Loc is fantastic as Pee-wee in this movie.
First of all, is it time for, okay. Tarantino, I know you're probably not writing your next movie. Like, can you find something for Tone Loc to do? Like, honestly, I need Tone Loc back. Where is Tone Loc?
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, he was in Titan AE. That was the last thing that I remember him in. Like most recently. But I do love his like 10-minute performance in Heat. Like, that's always fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, of course. I also love him in a little movie called Surf Ninjas. That's kind of my thing too.
Also love him in a little movie called Ford Fairlane, the
Ford
rock and roll
Fairlane.
detective.
He has a nice 2-minute scene in Ford Fairlane. I thought you were going somewhere else with that. I thought you were just like Tarantino. Can you do a remake of Bebe's Kids? Can you reboot that?
Let's not.
Another musical artist that you may or may not be familiar with. Marquess Houston plays Khalil. He of B2K fame is in this movie as well. Nell Carter's in this movie. John Witherspoon also in this movie with George Wallace voices.
Like at the beginning of this movie, you have the whole old black comic summit. You got Chino Williams, you got Ronaldo Ray,
Rodney
you got
Winfield,
John Witherspoon, George Wallace. The only one that's not there is Paul Mooney,
which is hilarious. Bebe's Kids is just a flat 72 minutes. And it's a shame this didn't do better it's a shame this didn't do better at the box office, but I guess I kind of understand it. It's like it's for a specific subset of society.
Yeah, although hold on, I'm checking the gross. Let me check the number.
Budget 10 million, box office 8.4.
Well, that's unfortunate. However, I'm sure it's made its money at this point.
I feel like in the black community, like I feel like it's a cult classic.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's what we're here to talk about.
There's also a Bebe's Kids video game. I don't know if you knew about this.
Was there not a Bebe's Kids series?
There's a Bebe's Kids Super Nintendo game.
There was not.
There was. Look it up. There was a Bebe's Kids video game for the Super Nintendo. It came out in 1994.
Get the hell out of here. I'm going to go. Listen, I'm going to go.
You're going to buy that cartridge for your Super Nintendo.
I am going to use 100% legal means to play this game.
And I'm looking at it, and it looks like any and all those like Disney animated video games.
Hold on. Wait a second.
I want to say there was a cartoon series.
Do you know who the publisher of the Bebe's Kids video game was?
Was it Electronic Arts?
Motown!
Wait. Hold on. Wait. There was a Motown Games? Hold on a second.
Apparently, they made 2 games, Bebe's Kids and Rap Jam Volume 1.
A game I've never fucking heard of.
I think Rap Jam might have been a precursor to those hip-hop basketball games.
Like NBA Jam or NBA Street, yeah.
No, NBA Street, more like it, but this game has actual rappers in it and features Coolio, House of Pain, Everlast, Danny Boy, and DJ Lethal. LL Cool J.
Oh my God.
Naughty by Nature, Tretch is in there. Public Enemy, Chuck, Flavor Flav, Terminator. Queen Latifah, Warren G, but not Nate Dogg. Yo-Yo.
That seems weird.
And just to bring this thing full circle, just to bring this all back together, just stick with me, folks. I'm going to bring it back in.
Land this plane.
Some of the characters in Rap Jam Volume 1, the members of Onyx, Sticky Fingers, Big DS, Suave, and of course, Fredro Starr. That's it. Oh my God. That's it. We're done with the podcast.
We're done. We can't get any blacker. So while Teebs acquires the Bebe's Kids video game under legal pretenses,
completely legally,
we are going to get out of here until next week, but we are on socials always. And of course, Facebook, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, full video episodes on YouTube, as well as our clips. Shorts are getting really good traction. People really love the Star Trek.
Yeah. Nice.
People really loving the Star Trek conversation that we had, like specifically the ones where it's just like you're the 50-year-old Trekkie that's like, if it's not catered to me, then it doesn't fucking matter, as opposed to somebody like me where it's just like, hey, let's try some new shit.
I didn't say that on the
you
podcast.
You didn't say that like like that was totally a thing you said. I can pull the
Sweet
tape.
Jesus.
I can pull the tape of you saying
That
it.
is not what I said. All right. Also, let me just say this.
Yes.
Previewing next week's episode. Next week's episode, we might be celebrating a particular gaming series. That gaming series may
that is correct.
may involve a residence of some kind. And
it may be a game who has a sequel coming out this week that Teebs may or may not be playing this weekend.
There might be some kind of residence involved, and that residence may or may not, and that residence may have an alignment that is not good.
So yes, we'll be reviewing Townhouse Good. No, Condo Neutral is one of those franchises. But until next week, we're gonna get out of here. Until then, like, subscribe, follow the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will talk to everybody next week. Happy Black History Month to everybody that celebrates the last 4 days that we have it. We're out of here.
Watch Bebe's Kids.
Watch Bebe's Kids.